Because we all know CJ.
That podium's tilted.
And we know he's going to try to impregnate the entire audience.
Oh look, double D.
So with that, welcome to the roast of CJ America. I wasn't lying when I told you he's going to try to impregnate each and every one of you. So find a condom and take it with you. It's dangerous to go alone. So, first, I will introduce our roasters. God damn it! You can at least give me a reach around. I can't feel that. I can't feel that either. Alright, our first roaster will be Mr. Benjamin Meyer. Come on out, mister. Our second roaster will be the lovely Taylor Malone. Next up will be Lacey Neal. Followed by Nick Schneider. Next we have Zenith Gale. You're so excited. Colin Sue, come on out. After this we have Mr. Jim Morrison. The sparkling Twilight Man, Liv and Merle. And last we have Pope Catherine the First Neary.
We love you, Pope.
Then do me a favor. Grab that chair at the very end. No, never mind. I've got one here. I'm old. There. Next comes the man of the hour, Mr. CJ. As the master of ceremonies for the Hot Tail Honeys, Omaha's premier burlesque troupe, Enemy Nebraska's marketing staff and MC, a local con personality, a DJ, part of the Omaha Sexy Nerd Society, and affiliated with Congregation Nation. So I have taken it upon myself, because I know that CJ will not live to see the age of 29, to write his obituary. The obituary is as follows. CJ died as he lived, with a beer in one hand and his cock in the other. See, many people don't recognize CJ from the face up. They only recognize him from the pants down. From many a convention parking lot, and many a convention backstage. Not so many convention hotel rooms. Where's your chosen mating spot this year? My room. I will take photos. What? I'm okay with that. Have you seen my cock? He's the bitch. It gets tucked on and it grew like 8 inches. It was like literally hanging down to here and I had to like stuff it back up. CJ. One of my early memories of CJ was at Anime Detour back in like 2011. And CJ had been on a particularly ferocious bender the night before, and he was rooming with us on Thursday night because he wasn't checking into his room until Friday morning. And so he wakes up hungover as fuck. And the first thing he does, he wakes up, he's doing nothing, but he's wearing only gray boxer briefs and nothing else. And he wakes up, he's like, oh, I'm so thirsty. And he looks over and he sees a giant gallon thing of apple juice. He's like, oh my god, apple juice. Chug, 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 chug. And then Ben like sits up out of bed, like hearing this exclamation. He's like, God damn it, CJ, that's all of my apple pie. At 8:30 in the morning, he chugged 3/4 a gallon of apple pie. This is making it Everclear for those of you who don't know. He then proceeded to put on nothing else other than Ben Meyer's Mandalorian helmet and dance around in nothing except for his gray boxer briefs and the Mandalorian helmet for like 25 minutes. And it's on YouTube! For those of you who did not know. So, on to our first roaster. And I can tell you a little bit about CJ as I continue to poke fun at him through this whole thing. First, I bring you Mr. Ben Meyer. He's NebCon's resident bartender and for all-purpose smartass. This is the guy. He's kind of like the Black Ops of NebCon. If anybody has a problem, they stick Ben on him. And Ben comes at them with 8 miles of legal paperwork and makes them his bitch. It's the best way to put it.
Legally!
Ben is also a master of mediocrity. There's something about Ben that you can come to him and like, my newborn child has been born and it was joyous. And Ben will be like, nah. Ben, your leg's on fire. Nah. Ben, CJ drank all your apple pie. What the fuck, CJ? So that's how you get to Ben. That's how you get under Ben's skin. Get his alcohol.
I'm waiting for child support! What's going on?
This isn't your show! Sit the fuck down!
See, what I like is when she came out, she's like, this ain't your show, it was just all boobs. Like, yes, what you got? So, Mr. Ben, come on up and have fun with CJ. Yeah, I'm right back, Billy, in an hour. No, I work on the new one. I can actually just charge him for it. I have his card on file. I'm not the first one in these rows. I feel like Johnny Carson here. I actually have my Ed McMahon.
And unfortunately, he's actually useless. Hey, Schneider, how are you doing? Yeah, actually, Schneider, he does some work. But a lot of times he just sits in a chair and just stares at people.
I can vouch for that.
Shut up, Laura.
I've taken on half the staring at people load this con.
Wow, actually his staff is doing more work than him. Great. No, actually that's incompetence on your part. No, but when I actually look at this dais, actually I have no idea who the hell you guys are. What, a stripper, a has-been, a yeti, a demon? I have no idea what the hell you are.
That's better than a has-been. At least I get paid.
You're a bald, no beard, nobody.
Jim Wilson, I don't know what the hell you're doing here peddling this week. Lathan, you know the sparkly vampire. Dude, he actually does produce sparkles if you actually rub them.
I volunteer as tribute.
Wow, I never heard someone willing to volunteer for that. And Pope. Actually, I have no idea what you do, Pope. To be honest, I have no idea. I constantly see stuff about hot tail honeys, and honestly, yeah.
You're a nerd.
Hey, Beardo, shut up.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. How about I charge you $500 for
I'll
that
kick
one?
your ass.
Okay, normally, like I said, I don't know most of you, so I can't really come up with material. So I'm just going to poke on Schneider, since he's my wooden boy. Schneider, seriously, I've actually used most of my material against you last year. You know, I thought, you know, calling a bomb threat to the Special Olympics was actually funny. But seriously, Captain Spaulding now?
Yeah, where is that shit?
Yeah, where is that shit? You owe me a Captain Spaulding, and you shaved your head, but you failed to produce. Come on. Oh, that's actually kind of productive here. He actually has a response. But seriously, when I'm looking at this dais, I see people who have more funnier stories about CJ than I could produce in a lifetime. Because CJ is just like a girl. There's nothing much I can say about it. Yeah. But seriously, CJ, you have actually caused me more headaches and gray hairs to serve me out a lifetime. No, seriously. You drank all my liquor without my knowledge. You've caused me to file more police reports than anything I can do. And seriously, you ran away from my off-duties numerous times. Yeah, it's true, because I actually have the police reports back. And honestly, the biggest thing is you told me to produce materials in 2 days while I'm trying to get the con set up. Yeah, nice one there, buddy. Yeah. No, I'm actually kind of holding off here because I'm actually haven't had a drink yet. Yeah, hey Schneider, go fuck yourself. Hey Rob, let's go to the next person because I actually need a drink for a second. Fucker! Alright. But honestly, I don't have much to say other than go fuck yourselves, enjoy the con.
Actually, you know what? CJ and Ebola have something else in common. They both have a habit of infecting Texas nurses. Except for Ebola, people survive that. Next, we have Miss Taylor Malone. You might not know Taylor, but we all know her breasts. And if you didn't know her breasts, now you do. The first time I ever met Taylor was the first time. This is only ever the second time. But it was a pretty goddamn time. We hung out in her garage and drank straight shots for like 8 hours straight until 5 in the morning. I don't actually remember that. I think you might have roofied me that night. You were way too happy about that. So guys, if you want to get laid, let her mix you a drink.
Yeah, shut up!
Shut up, Renata. So,
You're not done yet?
you were so happy. I don't understand this. Alright, without anything else, I'm just gonna, you're so bubbly and happy, it's kind of scaring me, so I'm gonna go away. And you mentioned,
Good!
Hey! Oh my god, this is my first NebraskaCon, like, PS. So, like, I know you're all judging me because you have no idea who I am, so. I need you all to do something just so I know you're alive and capable. Can you guys, like, if I told the best joke ever, what would your cheer be? Like, wow! Like, wow! Like,
Whoa!
you guys are like, that's it. Is it too late? Do you guys want that? Wake up, Chaka! Stand up really quick. Shake it off. Stand up. Stand up. Get up. Stand up. Every one of you. I see you. I can see you. Alright, I got it first. That's all we're doing. Alright, so P.S. I don't even know who the fuck that guy is. Like, he's so irrelevant. Like, I don't know that. Like, he's so irrelevant. The only thing I know him as is like that typical guy that gives you free booze, like at a place.
I got visual.
Like, he's just the guy who's like, for no reason at all, and
Eating the mic like you eat it.
Yeah, a little different.
Catherine is a lot of room to talk shit. I mean, she usually is really gorgeous, but tonight apparently makeup was not optional. I will eat all I want. I'll do this. I love how like somebody who used to have a career and used to know how to do makeup is giving me advice when I'm like popping and look hot as fuck, right? I'm just kidding. I love her. She's amazing. She's just really controlling. But no. No, I do. I love her. She's like, I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Like all of it. Like even your fun time. Like being friends with Catherine. I'm sorry, Pope. Is that what you call her? Okay. Alright, so the sheep will call her Pope. I call her Catherine. She's my friend. But to hang out with Catherine, you have to follow Catherine rules. You have to hang out in an entire, like Omaha does not exist. I'm not sure if you know about this, but Vatican City, it's not a part of Omaha. It absolutely belongs to her. And then you walk in and you're not at part? Oh darling, you don't belong there. But it's okay, because I love her and knowing her makes me better than you. So, moving on, you're cool, you're black, I'm friends. Alright. Oh god. Who in here is friends with Jim on Facebook? About 4 people. Oh, so the rest of you, like, we're not. Yeah. So, like, okay, so good. So 4 people will understand, but, like, so the rest of you were saved from his, like, eternal depression that was documented, like, A through Z. Like, I mean, like, if his tire broke down and then you knew that he was $200 exact behind on rent and that he had the next gig coming up in 4 hours. Yeah. I love him. But yeah, social media validation, whatever. I don't care. I love it. Me too. Alright, let's move on. Carly, she's like just hot, so whatever. Zenith! Wow.
Yeah!
Zenith is really... Like, who here has seen Zenith do burlesque with hot Taiwanese? Have you seen this show?
Yeah!
I like watching her. She's really, really sexy, but she has this weird, freaky relationship with my ex-weed dealer because I can't go to him anymore because it's so awkward because they have, like, awesome sex and I'm really sexually attracted to her, so it's weird. Yeah, but they're really hot. It's like, oh, sorry. Oh, well, you guys are all weird anyway. You don't follow the rules. Woo! Alright, this guy, don't know him. Totally awesome. Oh. Welcome back. We're coming back to that. Batman. The first time I met Batman, I ripped my Achilles heels on a scooter and him and his wife came in and gave me a bottle of whiskey. And they said that they were friends of CJ, so I was like, oh, okay. So obviously they're not all with it. We'll get along. And of course, like, I met Rob, but I also met like 20 other characters like within 6 hours. And honestly, it was really hard to come up with anything bad to say about you. Like we've all said, no, like except for that I blew your fake penis in the back and you let me for about 5 minutes. But other than that, no, it's a funny joke. No, it's not. He's actually really awesome. He's really cool. Like, can we just have a round of applause for how cool he is? And this guy's like, Lacey, yeah! Fuck her. She's like, I knew from the first minute that it's the same as CJ, so I'll just say it in one sentence. But knowing CJ and Lacey is like, from the first minute I met them, like we had this magnetic connection. Like, I knew beyond any other reason that we would be frenemies forever. Yeah, you're my best frenemy too. It's like a constant competition, but it's not. Yeah. I love her. Like, she doesn't date any guys from Omaha, so it like sucks, but I don't know. Anyway, CJ, fuck CJ. Let's get back to him. You guys actually know, you don't know these people. CJ's more famous than any of these people. I'll give CJ that. I love CJ, he's my other half. I'm really gonna say that. But I'm gonna say the good shit first. Like, CJ has been there for me forever. He's amazing. But the last time I saw him, it wasn't that awesome. It was at my house. I invited CJ over. Actually, a guest of mine did, my Reiki master, the person who's supposed to bring peace and fucking tranquility to my house. So she decides that she wants to sleep with CJ in my bed. My bed. So she said she wants to sleep with CJ. She asked me where I could find CJ. It was a Wednesday night. If you're cool, you know where you find him, right, Catherine? Because you're still the queen and I love you. You're fucking gorgeous and you have the best babies. But anyway, so there he was, CJ. So I went and I picked him off of the crowd and I gave him as a sacrifice to my Reiki master. Not realizing that by me doing that, of course I'm gonna get CJ'd. So in my house, they don't decide to start fucking until 6 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Oh my god. It is the loudest, most pleasurable sound I have ever heard in my life. Like, no shit. CJ, I'll give you that. You're a total whore, but you have a heart. I will say that. Like, you're the biggest slut. But you live for this life. You live for performing, and you live for being better, but like, you're so intolerable. Like, anytime I hear you're gonna be on a show, I purposely book myself for a show on the same day, because I can't tolerate to see it, because I'm just like, no. But I'm hanging out with you any day. Because CJ one-on-one is fucking actually really cool, but I don't know, that's all I have to say. Like, he's really cool. He's definitely the Zap Brannigan. He did Zap Brannigan better than Zap Brannigan did it. I'm gonna say that. I think he's like, let's give a round of applause for CJ and then I'm done.
You know, you paint such a romantic picture of CJ having sex. The only sounds I've ever heard of CJ having sex were in character as Zap Brannigan. In the parking lot of the hotel on 114th and Old Mill Road. And he actually called out for Kif to bring him the ointment. And the girl he was banging was totally into it. She's like, give it to me, Captain, give it to me. Next we have Lacey. Lacey's something of a conundrum to me. I've been trying to figure out. She is Miss World Steampunk. But I don't know what that is. Is that like being the Oscar Mayer Wiener woman? I mean, because honestly, I think the Oscar Mayer Wiener woman has it better, because at least she gets to straddle a giant wiener.
And besides, what is this steampunk thing? Like, did that come out in the days of Nintendo? Sweet.
Cricket.
CJ scares off all your potential partners. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one to you.
For now.
So what did he say?
Shut up, more Lacey!
Hi, everybody. Walk out. You tell me to do You know what? Adam Baldwin said the same thing to me. Anyway, hi everybody. This is my very first NetCon. I get to go to conventions like all over the place because of that thing you mentioned. And but this is my first NetCon because usually I have better things to do. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, I do love it here. The big difference between, I think, anime conventions and most other conventions is the smell. Don't deny it. Don't deny it, alright? You walk into some of these party rooms and it's like, what the fuck? Gives you like toxic BO. I've never understood that. Why that happens. I don't understand.
Take a shower.
Anyway, I'm very excited to be here and to roast my dear friend CJ. But we'll get to you, CJ. I just have a few stories to talk about. Well, first I want to talk about, since we're talking about CJ, one of the most self-absorbed, arrogant, bossy, vain people that I know. You're right, it's not you, it's Poe. I met Poe doing well, she doesn't remember. I first met her in the old market long ago, not even important. She came out wearing this weird-ass hat. And it was like a random Wednesday or Thursday, and I remember seeing her and just being like, hats, amazing, yes, yes. And she actually gave me the courage to kind of come out of my shell a little bit. So, and to be a little snotty myself, I get it from her. I blame her. Mr. Lathan. I don't really have anything mean to say about Lathan. He's never been anything but nice to everyone. I've never seen him mean or negative or pissy or like that fucking bitch just looked at me wrong. Nothing. Although I'm kind of confused that you're not dressed like a girl today. Right? Jim. I don't have a lot to say about Jim either because I just found out he was going to be here. And I guess the only thing I have to say to him is one time I told Jim like he had some question about the convention coming up. And I gave Yaya Han as an example. Just a completely example. I could have chosen any name out of a hat. And then suddenly, like 2 weeks later, I had people coming up to me asking me about Yaya Han and what I know about her and can she do this? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And well, Jim told me you know Yaya Han. Oh, that's not what I said. So you can't really have any conversations with him without him just going off and imagining whatever he wants. It's a little unnerving, actually. The girls, Carly and Zena. Now, they're beautiful. Not only they're beautiful, they're big fucking dorks too. Which is the best part, yes. You know, you might think that being backstage at a burlesque show is glamorous.
You know, you think rhinestones and half-naked girls and fringe and feathers, and how can any guy think that this is a bad place to be? But you know what? It fucking smells back there, okay? I'm up here talking about how bad conventions smell. No. It doesn't even compare, okay? Sweaty girls, CJ, it gets really nasty. Well, there was this one time that there was about 9 of us crammed into a space like this big, and then a little bit over there. And we're all crammed in, and we're all trying to get dressed, and he's back there for no reason at all. He didn't need to be back there. No, really, he's dressed, he didn't need to be back there. And then someone just like rips ass. And so we're all like, oh, CJ, no, blah, blah, blah. But I'm pretty sure it was just Carly. Maybe. No, I really don't have anything bad to say about these girls. I think they're awesome. I really don't. Other than they're a little smelly. I'm sorry, sir, I don't know you very well. You do remind me a little bit of the guy from, is it House of a Thousand Corpses?
Captain Spaulding!
Oh, he's like an older Ray.
You're
He's like
welcome!
an old bald Ray. I thought I'd let her have that joke. No, thank you for having me here. At your convention. Probably, yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about you either. Bullshit. I randomly see you at conventions. I really don't have anything bad to say about you. Now he's gonna come up and talk shit. I really don't. Taylor. We'll get to Taylor. You're right, I have nothing bad to say about you because you're not really relevant enough to think about. That's true. She's not a nerd. She does need to be shunned out of here. Taylor, how many episodes of Doctor Who have you seen? Taylor, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
I watched the first one and it sucked, so I stopped.
Taylor, what's your favorite anime?
I watched one on Cartoon Network after midnight and it sucked, so I stopped.
So basically, she's not a nerd. No, okay. She really is the big girl, though. Alright. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up really quick with the man of the hour. This is why we're here. CJ here is kind of like my brother. I've brought CJ back to my parents' house before, okay? Also, I believe I'm one of the only people around here who hasn't slept with CJ. So, I love the scattering of applause. That's not a lot of people, guys. So, I have this joke that I don't sleep with people who sleep with people who sleep with CJ. Or I don't sleep with people who sleep with CJ, etc. And it started out as a joke, but really, no, it's really not. And the result is that I haven't gotten laid in weeks. And Taylor, this is on video. I'm trying. The point is, I don't date people in Omaha anymore, and that's all because of this guy. Because if you have slept with anyone in Omaha, then you have slept with someone who slept with CJ.
Attention. The time is now 50 minutes after the hour.
Okay. Anyway, I have to hurry up.
This hour,
I could go on and on about how CJ asked my mother about bondage, or how the first time I met him, he groped me, took a cigarette, and then married me. And I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't for CJ, we would not have the cosplay is not consent movement. So we should probably give him a round of applause for that. All right. I could stand up here and babble for about 20 more minutes about how person CJ is, but I'm not going to anymore. I'll go ahead and let the mic back. I do love you, CJ. I love you all. Otherwise, we wouldn't meet him.
So, if I've gathered anything from all of your statements about CJ, is having sex with CJ is much like The Ring. And you watch the video and 7 days later you die. So people have sex with you, and if they don't have sex with somebody else within 7 days, they die. But if they do have sex with somebody within 7 days, they pass your curse on to the next person. And if they don't bang somebody in 7 days, they die. But what happens when they just keep passing it and passing it and passing it, and finally somebody who is cursed has sex with you? What happens? Anyways. Alrighty, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit, and I'm gonna cut to the chase. Next we have Mr. Nick Schneider, who is NEPCON's resident angry man, and court wizard. Mr. Nick, come on up. Everybody knows what a wizard is, right? Now you know what I meant. Here you are, your wizardness.
Yo, wizard! You're a wizard, Harry. You're a Harry wizard!
I actually promised myself I'd be sober for this. Last year I kind of screwed up and decided to get a little too trash too fast. And I turned into a babbling idiot. So, anyway,
Turn into?
I will, don't worry about it. Unfortunately, I don't know Pope very well. Lathan, thank you. You can burn me with bad sci-fi B-movie facts for days.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I actually...
Also, your trivia wasn't possible.
That's true. Jim, I only know you from Facebook posts.
You know me, bitch.
I don't feel like the internet gives me enough of a feeling. Ladies. And, Rob. The only man I know of who will wish somebody happy birthday by writing the word happy in condoms and birthday cake and various pornographic drawings on a wall. This happened in Con Ops last night, by the way.
It's 5 a.m. and we're still
One
going.
thing I respect about Rob is the man is the god of shenanigans. There is no other like him. And it's weird, it sounds like I'm praising him. Maybe. He's the only man I know who has successfully broken into a staffer's house over a toy dinosaur. And then proceeded to wreck that staffer's robots. What did you did? Okay, did the Megazord really have to have a get stabbed? Well, did the Megazord have to be stabbed?
They were cruel.
The toy dinosaur was in a cat kennel. It got 3 meals a day.
How do I know that?
It's not dead. Oh, it's not living either. What am I saying? How are we feeding a plastic toy?
Optimus Prime deserved it.
Oh my God.
I was there.
No, you weren't.
Oh yes, he was.
You definitely were.
Now, before I get to CJ, I don't give a fuck about Ben. I'm sorry, dude, but your life is all exciting of Warhammer 40K every weekend. Dude, I don't judge on that. From what I played it a little bit too, it's a fun game, but we gotta have an intervention one of these days. From what I've been hearing about YouTube, what you two ladies have been rambling on about and taking up most of the panel about, what the hell have you done? I've never experienced so much hate from 2 ladies than what we just encountered. And we got more ladies on the panel. said more. I didn't say numbers, I said more. Pretty sure I said. So CJ, there's a condom on here. You'll need that. Quite frankly,
You gave him a condom in his chosen mating zone before penetration. You get 1 point.
yes! Yes! On about CJ, I do not understand what you do. I don't get to witness it. Quite frankly, I never want to. To piss off so many ladies. What have you done? Are you just that unsatisfied? You waste 30 minutes of their lives trying and the train just ain't gonna leave the house. It's not gonna go with maybe like 2 feet. But we don't have to talk about CJ's sex life.
Yes, we do.
Because there's other things to talk about, like your drinking life. You asked the question, you got the answer. This is the only gentleman I know who has almost incurred a punch from one of my roommates. Pope, are you in there? I remember that, because you thought Pope went in my roommate's room. She was downstairs with the other roommate. I said I didn't have anything to say about Pope, I lied. I have never seen my roommate so mad that he wanted to physically harm you. I've never seen that much red in his face, to be frank. And to be honest, I love you, CJ. You are a good man. And despite the way you may act in public, one-on-one, you are a magnificent person. You really are. And it's been a pleasure to be your friend, and I hope I can be your friend for even longer periods of time, into eternity. Mr. Ron Lewis, get your giant dick out here and do your job.
For longer than 30 minutes.
Speaking of CJ's drinking habits, we were drinking at Nakacon a year ago. And it's funny because it became like, it was this impromptu room party. And we started drinking, and then it became an impromptu bachelor party. And we continued drinking, and it became the impromptu spanking party. And we continued drinking, and it became the impromptu bondage party. All I know is the next morning I wake up fully clothed with a dog collar and a choke chain around my neck, condoms in my pocket that I did not start the night off with, and CJ's right glove on my hand. True fucking story. Next, we have Zenith and Carly. Now, I do not know these two lovely ladies, so I asked CJ to write something for me. So, I thought they were burlesque dancers. Why did you write strippers? I'm sorry. Zenith and Carly are not strippers. They are burlesque dancers and performers.
We'll need to edit out a part.
Pride is the difference. Now, from what I understand about Zenith, she's a very intense and serious person. Tends to be a dominatrix, and she likes to live in the moment, and probably won't live to see the age of 22. Carly, apparently as a local model and a hot tail hunting performer, apparently you were also very derpy. Is this an accurate statement? Okay. And apparently you were also very thick-skinned. Okay, which is a good thing, because when this is all over, CJ gets to tell us all kinds of inappropriate stories about you. So, welcome up, Zenith and Carly. Test.
Hi. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have much. I don't know all these mark covers. It hasn't I haven't known them very long, but I'll be brief. Hi. Hello. Meow. I'm a cat. Okay, so stuff and things. Yes. Where do I start? They're all lame. But you know. Where do I begin? Oh, I'll go with Pope. Okay. Alright. Pope. My God. Look at her. She's beautiful with a cap. Looks like she just woke up and came straight here.
I'm sure she did.
I guarantee she did.
Yes.
Pope likes alcohol. Did everybody know that?
Never!
No? Oh, okay. Well, Pope is such an alcoholic. If her liver got more black and bloated, it'd probably be precious. Yes. Go on. What do you know?
I have a couple things to say about Pope. I'm actually pretty concerned about her alcohol consumption. She really only picks the cheapest, shittiest booze available, and it really worries me. I mean, she's one traumatic life event away from drinking rubbing alcohol on a daily basis. Yeah, the number one thing that we hear in the crowd when Pope's performing, besides, oh my God, that's awesome, is that a guy? Yeah! Really?
Those back muscles.
She's a girl, I promise. I've seen her baby, I've seen all of her lady bits. It's legit. She's a girl. But we're here.
We do love you. You're absolutely
Yes,
beautiful.
on the real, she's the only person that I know that can totally curl a burlesque entire number out of her ass the day before the show and make it look totally legit. So let's give it up for Pope.
Moving on. Lathan.
Yeah, I don't know you.
I've been going to NebraskaCon for 9 out of the 11 years.
And you talk like this into the microphone really quiet and mumbly. Bless your heart, though. Actually,
So, you know, things, but you're absolutely wonderful, nicest guy I've ever met. Also, you're very black, so.
Yay!
Oh, let's go to Jim Morrison. He sends the most annoying Snapchats I've ever seen in my life. I can't believe that I waste up to 10 seconds watching these atrocities. Sometimes it's his kid doing something boring. Sometimes it's just his face. Either way, it's boring. He's actually getting on this really good fitness grind though recently. I'm sure he's lost about 150 pounds in like the last 8 months or so. So that's a great accomplishment. But you know, he's still kind of a fat ass.
You look like a terrorist, but. ISIS would love to have you.
Yeah, join ISIS. You're gonna be famous.
Bless your heart, though. Jim's probably one of the horniest people I've ever met. He's so thirsty. Bless him. Give him something different. Rob. Oh my effing God, you look like my grandma if she were to put on a Batman mask.
With the giant black dick hanging out of the shorts, obviously. Have you seen?
Let's do that for a minute.
If you didn't know it, watch for next time he comes up here. It's pretty crazy.
But we love you, Rob. So glad to see you covered in duct tape every year. You should keep it on your mouth for a little while. Need a... Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver.
That's true. Nick.
Oh my.
Yes, my aged version of my boyfriend Ray. Obviously, nice beard, bald
It's true.
head.
It's like
I can't wait for my boyfriend to look like that. Hi, babe. Hi. Hi. Look at her, she's so stunning. Oh, she's so striking, and by striking, I mean her profile looks like she's been struck with a hammer. You know, I kid. I Googled these, really. But that one seemed pretty almost there. But, you know, that's all I have. You're beautiful. Yeah. Stop. You're skinny.
I love Lacey. Lacey is my favorite. I love her so much. She's a small town girl with big city dreams. We're so lucky that she joined us in Omaha, big city, to hang out and have no job. Oh yes. I can always count on Lacey to go to Starbucks with me and get pumpkin spice lattes without us calling each other huge basic bitches. It's awesome.
Because you are a basic bitch.
It's true, yes. I love pumpkin spice. It's my life. Yep, Miss Real Steampunk Lacey.
Oh, Taylor.
Oh,
Taylor.
Oh, give it up, Taylor.
We love everybody. That was beautiful and ratchet. It was, goodness gracious. Biggest fake titties I've ever seen. And I just saw them for the first time backstage. It was great. She shows up with everybody. It's beautiful. And we got him Plana.
Yeah, for sure.
We bought him. You know.
Yeah, Taylor, I've heard that Taylor quits smoking all the time. It's like, how many times can you stop smoking in 1 year? Apparently, Taylor has proved that it's 52 times. Once every week, she will quit smoking. And sweetie, give it up. I love you. You're my biggest girl crush. You look just like Katy Perry. She's only 2 years older than you, honey. If you keep up that smoking, you're gonna out-age her. and video? Who's this guy? I don't know. Nice shirt. Yeah, shirt. I guess it's cool.
Oh, Zena, come on, I got one for you, okay?
Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Ugly Americans, everybody. Yeah, all the time. Every day, especially when drinking. Oh, she usually has purple hair. Her gorgeous, beautiful purple hair. Which is kind of, she's like a mix between if Barney and Dina Von Teese had a love child. It's, yeah. It's that right there. Thanks, Poe. You know.
Oh, Carly. I love you so much, Carly. You're my favorite. I mean, you're not a natural blonde, but you're pretty naturally blonde.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
And then we're to the man of the hour.
I'm not done. I gotta burn you one more time. When Carly's brain was almost done developing, late puberty, you know, the late teens, her brain just kind of decided it was about done. And it's gonna focus on Carly's better assets, the ass and titties. Yeah! And now on to CJ.
Oh, honey.
Oh, that
yeah.
being said, it's about to go down.
Oh, bless. Oh, CJ, it's so good to see you tonight. I'm glad you actually showed up.
Oh, last year we tried to do this and somebody got a little bit too wasted.
Oh, 50 Shades of Brannigan actually happened this year, bless him. You know, is that a new, no, you look like homeless Zach Brannigan. Overused.
It's like kind of a fat Elvis, but you know, it's perfect just like a fat Elvis.
Oh, he has a sore throat, bless. Oh, you know, it would probably help if you got all the cum out of the back of your throat. Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
Maybe blow the duct tape transformers a little bit less this year.
I mean, give it up for everybody maybe not getting herpes from CJ. No, you're wonderful, you're handsome. Oh,
Oh,
kind
yes.
of.
Sometimes. tried to join the Pokemon League, and he's really stuck on that gotta catch 'em all thing, but he really didn't realize that it was Pokemon that you're supposed to catch instead of STDs. He actually, I don't know, it sounds kind of fucked up and weird, but he jizzed all over his Pokeballs and then they were crusted shut and the Pokemon inside couldn't get out, so they died. So he's not allowed to be a Pokemon master anymore. It's sad. I don't know what happened there.
But we love you. Nice class.
Oh yes, we love you, even though you're Pokemon anyway.
You're fantastic, very energetic, very blonde red chest. That's natural.
So we were thinking about CJ and what we're gonna write for this thing, and we're trying to figure out exactly what does CJ stand for. So me and Carly made a little list of things that we maybe thought could be possible things that CJ stands for. So there's cock jockey,
Circle jerk.
circle jerk. Yeah, that's a good one. How about cocktail junkie?
Crazy jackass.
Crusty jizz.
What else do you have here? Cocky jamboree.
Jabroni. It's jabroni.
Yeah, I can't understand.
It's okay. Crass juggalo. Just guessing. We don't know what CJ stands for, do we now? How about, let's see. Oh no, we already covered all those. Cunt juggler. Yeah, that's a good one. Cunt juggler. I think that's a great name. I think that's CJ's actual initials. So yeah, it's actually Christopher James, and he hates it if you wanna, go ahead and call him that. Oh, okay. Alright. Just guessing. But sorry, CJ. Well, okay, so I'm not saying that CJ has every STD imaginable, but it is a proven fact that he is a part of why Omaha has the highest STD rating in the country.
He puts the city on the map.
If CJ tries to fuck you, just keep in mind that you don't know where he's been, which is actually everywhere.
No means no, or 50 no's and a yes means yes.
Nothing is going on right now.
So, between Carly's poison costume and my sexy Cali Megabone and Lacey's Jane costume, it's guaranteed that CJ has a huge boner right now. I'm really surprised he hasn't actually jumped Carly because he has a huge fetish for chicks with dicks. So, we're gonna wrap it up here, ironically. Everyone's favorite Zach Brannigan, CJ America Burger, jackass of all trades. Thanks.
Cunt juggler was the best one. So, funny story, as you two are up here and you go down the line and you get to Taylor and you start ripping into her, she's over there giggling. Nick Schneider leans over and goes, I don't think this is the first time she's ever been gangbanged. So, apparently you have delved into a Pokemon phase. Dare I call that adventures in bestiality? You worry me. Next we have Mr. Jim Morrison. Jim is a DJ and founder of the Omaha Shoots and Outlaw. the sexy Omaha Nerd Society co-chair for Congregation. He's into steroids. Apparently he's a complete douche because he likes the Green Lantern. He's all about Congregation. And you know what? The real Jim Morrison died at 33. What have you done with your life? Actually, this is the guy that has been to like one convention his entire life, and he's like, I'm gonna start a convention. That's like a dude trying to like, I'm gonna build a car from the ground up, but I don't know the difference between a screwdriver and a hammer. Seriously. Now, one thing I do need to point out, CJ, stand up for me.
No, sit down.
Alright, does everybody notice this stain right here? That's been there for like 5 years. And he has washed this costume multiple times.
What?
Yes. It's even been dry cleaned. It has even been dry cleaned according to him. And those stains still have not come out. What? I'm sorry, but the women you're banging, are their vaginas full of bleach? I mean, seriously. Is that the only way they can protect themselves from your like STD Ebola? With a turkey baster and bleach? So, that being said, Mr. Jim Morrison, come on up here.
Oh, you sexy bitch, Rob. So Rob Vash Lewis, everybody, give him a round of applause. Thanks to our roast master. You know, he kind of reminds me of a cross between Vash from Trigun and if he had a love child with Rick Moranis. That's the only thing I can see. The Batman is beautiful, by the way. Nice dick. Yes. I know you did. I know you did. My A is pleased by that gesture. Or are you trying to get me to give you a head? You love that shit. Oh my god. Look at this fucking dais. This was pulled together. No, I know this was pulled together and like out of a fucking out of a trailer park. Basically, is what happened here. Yeah, no. Okay, Pope Catherine. Oh God, I love you. Oh, I love you so much. But you know,
I gotta read that.
what can I say about Catherine Neary that has not been said in every penthouse forum, time and time again? I would like to tell you in detail what a dirty slut she is, but that would be like showing you a naked pictures of Betty White with a ball gag in her mouth. Pope Catherine is so washed up, she even makes CJ look talented. You have to give it to Pope, though. You have to give it to Pope. Even at age 50 in burlesque years. Burlesque years. She's still filled with piss and vinegar, which is probably why her house smells like that most of the time. No. Maybe it's the sleazy, drunken asshole she lets into her house every Wednesday night, including myself, by the way. And she calls this a cocktail party, but it's really a masquerade as a cocktail party. The real reason she does this is because she wants to feel popular because she's basically a shut-in like a cat lady without any cats. I love you, I really do, I promise. Lathan, I so thought you were gay for the first fucking 3 weeks that I knew you. And then he started trying to steal every girl that I was getting on, and I realized I had a problem here. Zenith. Yeah, I'm gonna skip Carly for a second. No, fuck that shit. I'm chaotic. Zenith. I believe is the youngest member of the Hot Tail Honeys. Is that correct? Yeah, the youngest ever. But she still fits right in, and Pope loves her, mostly because Zenith looks more used up than she does.
love you, I do. Oh, okay.
You don't put it inside your
Suck it like a dick!
She's dating a guy who's way older than her. But I don't know whether that makes her him creepy.
Spit it out!
Or her a lover of the gray bush. But I do know that when they're standing next to each other, you can't see the fucking difference anyways.
You're dying up there!
You love me, you bitch. Zena can be a sweetheart, but it's usually with her dog Paco. I haven't seen a girl French kiss a dog like that so much since the last time I spent ample time with CJ and his girlfriends. You know, Lacey. If I look up pretentious bitch on Google, the #1 hit is a picture of Lacey in her Jane costume.
Not true.
Lacey is a diva in the worst possible way. She is the reason that I'm an atheist. Because if God was real, he would strike her down for attempting to build that Tower of Babel with a pile of shoes in her closet. You know, what Lacey has what Lacey is with, girls with resting bitch face look like Pinkie Pie in comparison to what Lacey does with her face.
I'll take that.
Dying!
Alright, Carly. I've not known you actually for that long. I really haven't known you for that long. But I can't say that many people see her as Omaha's Marilyn Monroe. Dumb, slutty, and it baffles the mind as to why she's so popular. She kind of reminds me of a less annoying yet less relevant blonde version of Taylor Malone.
What?
Just
Never shutting up.
I know, right? Shut the fuck up, Taylor. Shut up. Then that shit's louder than CJ after he drinks all of your apple pie. I'm sorry. And now for the man of the hour. Don't give him that compliment whatsoever. So, folks, if this is CJ America Burger, if this is what America looks like, I'm moving to fucking Canada. What can I say about CJ that has not already been said, that has already not been stated in the Douglas County sex offenders list? CJ reminds me of a 1970s game show host with less talent and fashion sense. He's like a rejected Ron Burgundy stunt double. CJ, as many of you may know, if you've talked to him recently, has 2 girlfriends at this time right now. If you talk to him for more than 30 seconds, you know that. But, he likes the polyamorous relationships, he really does. If I had a dime for every time that he mentioned that he has 2 girlfriends, I would have enough money to pay for his Valtrex subscription. Despite CJ's slutty nature, he is also a very charitable gentleman. He is. He's helped raise money for the MS Foundation, but he is also always eager to give a good deep dicking to
anybody who's obese or sex deprived. Or sickly horrors that he comes across.
Not in your mouth.
Stop sucking on the mic!
I can't help it. I'm gonna emulate the guy every once in a while. And speaking of sickly horrors, CJ has been working for Pope Catherine and the Hot Tail Honeys for a few years now. This is a really good job for you, CJ. You know what? Because not only is he a great MC, but he really loves chicks with dicks. I know, you taught her how to use it. Right? Oh boy. So in the last week, CJ has told me that he had a rash on his penis from lotion. And then he's been bleeding out of his asshole. So all I can say is, CJ, I think we found patient 0 for Ebola and the con plague. CJ, I fucking love you, man. You're like a brother to me. I'm fucking so glad to be working with you on so many things. You dropped your condom, you're gonna need that. Everybody, give this guy a round of applause for being so fucking awesome. Thank you, have a good night.
Yeah, it's funny because like I've seen cartoons where the kind of like the characters are starting to slowly go insane, and they develop like this nervous twitch in their eye before they like start murdering people by stabbing them 87 times with a kitchen knife. That's the same look that Pope Catherine was giving you when you were talking about her. Jim, do not go to sleep tonight. Pope is going to murder you in your sleep. Her eye was just the entire time, just twitching maniacally. Lathan! Lathan. What else can I say about a man who willingly and proactively wants to sparkle all the time? What else can I say about that? That's both degrading and impressive at the same time. He's an endangered species. Dude, you are a creature that should have forever existed in the 80s. Because you have hairband written into your fucking DNA. 80s glam rock thrives through your blood. So get your ass up here and talk. You don't get a turn, shut the fuck up.
Thank you very much, Rob. Let's see, alright, and yeah, that's too close. We're gonna be right about here. Jim, you watching? Yeah, right about here. Wonderful. Let's see, gosh, it's really nice to be, well, actually not really, I'm kind of like wanting to be around people who are actually interesting. But I try to help out when I can. That's kind of always been my motto. And it's kind of what tends to bring me always back out with CJ. Is I always get this message like, geez, at this party, I should probably make sure that no one dies. I actually really want to say, Catherine, Carly, Enid, Lacey, I am just really, really glad that you are not actually sleazy prostitutes.
It's true. Thank you.
Because whenever I listen to a girl, I always have to be so very, very wary. And it's just such a relief. Now, you know, I'm sorry, it's been going on with your thing, my endless list of cyber references. Superman 4, where Lex Luthor takes a sample of Superman's DNA and shoots it into the sun, and it comes out this really psychotic, radioactive clone that goes goes around causing chaos and panic. I never thought that you could actually experience that in real life until I met CJ. Who often will come up to me and say, like, Lathan, you have truly inspired me to become the person I am today. And I was like, I'm so sorry, world. I don't know what else I can really say about that. So I feel it's always very important for me to try, like, well, I can't really throw him into a nuclear reactor. There are kind of laws against that. So I try to go with the more approach of, maybe I can like coach him in a less destructive direction. This is made this also made a little bit more challenging though whenever I pair it up with a wonderful Jim here. The two of them are very much like Pinky and the Brain, only if they were just two pinkies. Whenever I hear about the CJ and Jim group, I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think that group would get shut down for something. They are a very amusing pair of hilarity, and I kind of show up and make sure that nothing horrible kind of explodes whenever they're around. And I'm always looking at the point of like, should I help? Should I laugh? Maybe I'll do a little bit of both. It's really fun actually watching CJ and Lacey in the same room, because I'm always wondering like how long the house has been able to contain the two combined egos. I don't really know what they make some of these places out of, that they aren't just collapsing under the weight. It's really impressive. Some of the construction in Omaha is really, really solid. Currently, I'm so very, very happy. When I first met you, I kind of looked into that odd, glassy stare of yours, and I was afraid that you're feeling some really, really bad shit. But I only to find out later that that's actually just how you look normally, and that you're okay, so I'm very happy. I'm such a worry is like off of my chest was knowing that. It's absolutely wonderful. I think I think of a favorite CJ story. I hear so many. Typically whenever something horrifying goes on involving CJ, it washes up on my doorstep. Lathan, fix this. CJ did this. To open up my Facebook and to have the various lists of messages saying, CJ did this, CJ did it. Let's see, I recently actually opened up the I've Had Sex with CJ Counseling Center. Extension of our legal department for counseling any of those who made the mistake of having sex with CJ. We understand that it is a very traumatizing experience.
Can't train patients.
Oh, the person who actually does most of the actual organizing and work around Eagles. So yes, there you go. Thank you very much. I know what I'll send you a memo. I'll keep you in there.
You're fired. I get his job.
But I think probably one of my favorites, actually one of the earliest stories about CJ is when first kind of encountered him, and I think it was actually when he was walking into a bathroom with Lacey and yes, I remember that. And it was kind of all the guys, especially Ben and Nick, it was like all had their panties in a twist, like all the girls were swarming around CJ. It was really funny to watch. But I was gonna walk up to him and just kind of went, I just pulled the line right out of the spirit from saying, Jack was all like, what's the deal with you and women? And CJ just kind of goes, I really don't know. It's kind of all happens. I go up, I talk, and make some noise, get a little attention, and all of a sudden, sex happens. And I began to realize just how much of a kind of thundering Homer-like entity bringing around chaos and mayhem wherever he goes he really was. It's like, I'm going to be babysitting this thing for quite some time. And I realized, so this is my current chosen path in life until they legalize throwing it into a nuclear reactor. But I will just be wandering about trying to make sure that nothing does, completely just nukes anything in my immediate area as he tries very desperately to emulate my abilities. He'll get there maybe one day, one decade, century. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to wrap it right here because it's kind of taking forever and everyone's going to be really, really long, and I have other actually important things to do. So, thank you very much.
Howdy, everybody. I find it highly amusing that your last roaster has mysteriously disappeared. But when I've been watching you throughout this entire panel, I've been noticing that you've been slowly undressing throughout this panel. It was first your shoes in the back, your gloves are slowly coming off. You only have one piece of clothing left. That's all sewn together and you know it. So, where's Pope? Does anybody know where she's going to? I hear stumbling in the back. Pope, we need you. Yep, alrighty. Pope, grab a seat. See, out of everybody on this panel here, I think you're going to be the hardest one to pick at. Because I promised CJ I would not tell the story about how you and I first met.
Well, shit, that's good, because that was this corner of my page.
So instead, I'm going to tell you about the first time that Pope and I met. So it was Spank Candy. For anybody who does not know what Spank Candy is, it's a now defunct bondage entertainment troupe that ran around and spanked people for a living and got paid for it. Okay, nobody got paid. They claimed that people would get paid. Yes, they did. Because they claimed like, oh, we want you to make these $1,000 costumes and we might pay you. And we also expect you to pay for said $1,000 costume. And so I went to one of these because one of my friends said, oh, they need costumers, you should go and help them out, they're really cool. And lo and behold, one of the very first people I meet is Catherine. And it was all pretty like nondescript because she was busy doing some like medieval Dante's Inferno Crusader like bondage like scene thing. Like you do. It happens. And we didn't really interact at all, it was just like hi, on our way. I wasn't in the bar until we started talking. And I'm in the bar and I'm having a beer. And Catherine is on her, what, like 8th shot and 4th beer. You were pretty tanked.
That's pretty low.
Okay, but how much does it take for you to get tanked? Because that's how we were tanked. She is out of her mind. Because she claims, at least, that she would never normally do this. So I'm standing there, I got my back to the bar, I got my elbows propped up on it, I got my beer, and I'm just chilling out. Do you remember what you said to me when you walked up?
I absolutely claim no knowledge of the event whatsoever.
Bullshit. So, Ben, I'm gonna borrow you. This is gonna be horribly awkward for you.
Whatever you say, it's right.
So, hop up here. Hop up here. You're relaxing at the bar, back to the bar, elbows up on the bar. So Pope Catherine is over here, and there's like 3 people in the bar, one of which is the bartender. And I've got my drink over here, we've not really spoken, and she's getting her drink over here. And she just comes over, you're facing the other direction, your back is to the bar. The bar is the table. And she just gets right up on me, and just like wraps around, and like puts her leg up on me like this. And puts her leg up on me this. And she starts reaching around and starts feeling my back. And she's like, what was your name again? I'm like, hi, I'm Rob. We just literally met. And she starts like running her hands up my shirt, starts rubbing my back, and she's like, you work out, don't you? And then she slid her hands down into my pants and grabs my ass underneath my boxers. And I hadn't even answered her question about working out. She grabs my ass inside my boxers. She's like, yeah, you work out. And so like the whole night, she's like wondering, she's like distracted like a hamster, like between me and the bartender to get more drinks, and she comes back to me. And every time she leaves me, she does like the trailing fingers across my chest. Goes back to the bartender. Every time she comes back to me, like slips an arm around my waist and just starts talking about random shit. I can't even remember what. It took me 45 minutes to convince you that I wasn't going to take you home. Whoever the lady was that organized Spank Candy, I can't remember her name anymore, she's an older lady.
Sandy Meekern.
Older
Sandy
lady.
Meekern.
Can't remember her name. Like for 45 minutes, I had to try to convince her to take you home. Because I did not want to take you home to my bed where my girlfriend was also sleeping. Just try explaining that shit. But now that I know my wife a little bit better, because we were early in the dating scene at that time, very early actually, she would have been okay with it. Hindsight is 20/20. I should have fucking taken you home. So, the moral of that story is, do not drink with Pope, she will attempt to rape you. So Pope, come on up and tell us about CJ. Yes, Pope, by the way, will have the best stories because she is CJ's best friend.
I actually have no interest in saying everything. No. I am far more interested in my own self. Seriously. No. Everybody who wants a good story, I forgot to bring my cigarettes tonight. I'll be outside afterwards and I'll give you all the good stories from one cigarette. So, thank you all for making me look prepared and or in control. I didn't really believe it. I didn't think I would by any means ever look like I knew what the hell I was doing until I realized who I was working with. Not a single person of which actually bothered to say, write something down. But then, of course, I should have known that because that's why I hired them to look cute, not to talk. Then again, I look stupid because I hired him to talk. Oh, everything falls apart now.
Yeah, you're dumb.
So, I'm gonna go back to my script. It's safe, and oh my God. Christ, I put this together. You put this together. So, of course, as the quality here shows, it is so wonderful being back at the Ramada. I am always so impressed by this hotel here. I mean, especially the cleaning staff. I mean, you look at any of the toilets around here, you look at a single one of them, and you would never know how many drunk, underage convention goers have been wrapped around them. Like, almost as many have been wrapped around CJ's dick. You wouldn't know. I mean, it's great that there's conventions like this that get everybody together. Because, you know, normally when you look at those Megan's Law lists, you say, how sad is it they never get to see each other in person. But now here, we all get to see each other. It's wonderful. It's sweet. And we all save up our money all year so that we can buy overpriced stuffed animals that we can have sex with later. And then we buy weirdly underpriced drinks that involve, I think, vodka, Gatorade, and roofies. Right? But, you know what? And I'm really glad that you guys also give to charity when you're here. Because there is that wonderful prostitution ring that we have here. Dating auction. Dating auction that we have here. And it's so wonderful. But, you know, I'm glad that you give to the charity here. I am so happy. But we have just set up a new charity. It's true. It's for our own hotel honeys. It's for Zenith and Carly. It's been such a struggle for them since they were caught in the makeup factory accident. And someday, we hope with your dollars and support, we will scrape all the makeup off and actually see what the real faces are someday. I know it'll happen. It'll make it happen. It would mean so much. So anyway, let's get to CJ. Let's get to smart CJ. Intelligent CJ. It's so smart CJ. He stopped this entire panel with people who didn't know what the fuck to do on the microphones, and he looked good when he got up on stage. Hi, Jim. Well, he's never been in front of a crowd before. Yes, anyway, no, normally you just stock a panel with a whole bunch of like people who are funny. Or close friends. But you know, this man was so smart, he just got this bunch of degenerates up there, and I swear to God, he wouldn't know half their last names if it weren't for Facebook's policy about that. Anyway, it just seemed, I mean, of course, we all do weird things for cons, and it seemed kind of weird to me that we'd be roasting somebody so, I mean, young, right? I mean, yeah, you roast people when they're at the end of their career. Exactly. And then I remember what happened to CJ in the last couple of months, and I realized he's pretty close. Any day now, you're going down. No, don't get me wrong. The last thing in the world I want to do is fire CJ. That means that it's on the list of things I want to do. It's just at the end. Anyway, what can you say about such a talented, funny, thoughtful man? I wouldn't know because I wrote my speech about CJ, so... I don't know, there's just a middle ground with the man. You either find him incredibly, impossibly, so fucking annoying or good, or you're fucking stupid. Or you're deaf. The man robbed me so many comedic opportunities tonight. He was going to shave his head. He was going to shave his head. He was going to be a big old dome that was pink and smooth and huge. And it was going to be like an outside reflection of what was inside. A big dickhead.
I thought that was like...
And then I let him down. I did. He asked me for something really loud to wear tonight. Louder than him.
That's a girl.
And I told him I didn't have any wearable 18-wheel semi-trucks. And then I was pissed realizing I was totally out of them because it would have taken almost no tailoring whatsoever to get one of those down to his size. But as the costumer, it stopped me here, but it wouldn't be responsible for me to not figure out where to put the breathalyzer. I'm sorry. This is mean of me. This is really mean of me. I should never, ever make fun of CJ wanting to drive drunk because it takes like one drink before he's drunk. I think it's usually somewhere between drink 14 and 15. But I lose count at that point. No, I shouldn't be so cruel. Of course you're not. You're not as big as a truck, CJ. No. But you don't eat too well, do you? No. I've seen him eat one or two low-calorie things, and they're all been microphones. He tends to stick them so far down his throat, it's like they're drag queen dicks. Oh, come on, the man looks fabulous tonight. For a shaved Santa? miniature golf. That's good. Anyway, no. You know what? I really should. I should just stop now. I mean, my wonderful panel managed to lose half our audience very quickly, so. Good job, guys.
I swore I saw more people leave during yours, Jake.
It's because you kept them so late, assholes. I could bring them back real fast, but I didn't really dress for it.
I'll bring it for you, baby.
Oh, no. I learned real quick late that I forgot to dress like a fucking whore like the rest of you, so. Just for you guys. Anyway, no. There's a million things that I could ridicule CJ about, but I'm gonna leave this unfinished like his horribly unfinished back tattoo. So, that being said, not that I want to repeat phrases, but that being said, that I certainly would not add any titles to anybody's name. So that being said, I would just like to, that being said, make sure that we bring out, at this point, the person who never adds any extra titles to anybody's name before they're about to go on stage. Mr. Professor, Dr. Luke, fantastic Mr. Highness, how can we worship you more? Please don't track any more of those socks anywhere. This is really anywhere he walks. Just put down some alcohol. We love you so much, CJ. Mr. CJ Jackass Bergner.
I don't even know where to begin. First off, Taylor, the only reason why I ever fucked you was to shut you up. Let's just get that out of the way right now. Let's go ahead and talk about our beautiful burlesque dancers. Pope Catherine I, Carly Sue, Zenith Gale, Lacey Neal. There's a reason why you guys pay me to talk. You girls, shut the fuck up. You guys pay me to talk. You need to look pretty. And not about looking pretty, Lacey, Jesus fucking Christ. You could have put on at least a little bit of makeup. I'm talking, your face looks shattered like glass. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about relevance right here. Jim Morrison. Jim, my business partner, the Omaha Sexy Nerd Society. We have congregation coming up in April. Jim, I love the fact that you bring up the fact that I have 2 girlfriends. Tell me, when was the last time you kept one? All right, let's go ahead and move back on. Where do I start? Ben Meyer. Ben Meyer is my boss. Is it any wonder I get away with all the trouble I do? Ben Meyer, I gotta be quite honest with you. Seriously, because of you, I'm on staff. What the fuck? Why would you do that to I'm in Nebraska? Would you give me a staff badge? Because I'm a staff infection. We talk about friends, we talk about acquaintances, with the exception of Pope, I really hate all of you. Every fucking one of you have my nightmares. No, I'm just kidding. With the exception of Taylor, I love every fucking one of you. Seriously. If you're wondering why Taylor Malone was here, I just wanted to show you what happens when your mind's on drugs. We stopped talking about that after the 90s. We talk about egos. Egos? Are you fucking kidding me? Every fucking one of you took longer than 10 minutes to talk. Again, Jim Morrison, attacking woman, put the fucking microphone in my mouth. But then again, Jim Morrison, I have to be honest with you, you're not really used to doing live production. We shoot your mouth off, people come with their own material. Have you ever come up with your own? I swear every little bit of line you said there was actually a little bit of fact. And hold on. Actually, you didn't lie. You are right. We have had sex. And you know what? You are one hell of a power bottom. Alright, let's go ahead and move on down. The last 2 sitting right next to each other. The only person worth calling an MC besides myself. Unfortunately, he's not here today. Lathan Alexander. The 80s
It's been like 30 years, man. Seriously. Get rid of the Jerry girls, get rid of the fucking sparkles. You wear more sparkles than my burlesque dancers have ever worn in their entirety of their lives. Before I get to Pope Catherine, though, ladies and gentlemen, look to your left. Now look to your right. More than likely I have fucked one of the people you've looked at, and if I haven't, you're the person I had sex with. But guess what? It was you that fucked me, and it was a good time. Call me. And I thank you very much for the STDs. Pope Catherine the First. Pope. This is a true story. I've known Pope for about, 3.5, 4 years. And somehow over that time, we became friends. I'm not easy to be a friend to because I am kind of an asshole, I'm self-absorbed, and I'm beautiful. Because of that, I don't really need friends. But somehow, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the vain alcoholic tendencies, the fact that we both like a lot of fucking attention. Maybe it's the fact that we're both a little washed up, but for some reason, we actually have built up one hell of a burlesque troupe. See, Nick and Carly, I've got nothing but good things to really say about you two. Seriously, you girls have grown so much in the last year as burlesque dancers. But do you remember 1 year ago, the actual Hot Cell Honeys consisted of 3 people, Professor Luke, Catherine Neary, and me. It was us 3, and since then, we got those 2. Okay, maybe that wasn't the best way to begin the sentence. I met Catherine Neary 3 years ago at a Rejects Thanksgiving party. That's where people whose family hate them so much are not allowed to go out to see them on Thanksgiving. And the people I'm hanging out with actually did not like you at all, Poe. So the first thing I say to her when I meet her is I'm like, oh my God, you're the old chick that's still hot. And Poe, thank God you're still old. We can say that at least. I'm not saying Pope's old, but Pope is now 38 years old. Hey, Pope.
Shut up!
Did you know that's how old Marge Simpson is?
Never heard that! Never heard that.
Okay, 38.
28!
Marge, shut up.
Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything I can show you right now, this is a prime example of why we don't do drugs. And when I'm talking about that if you get silicone implants, look what happens to your head. You may be pretty, but do you really want to be like that? And if there's anything I could ask any of you how to do, really just learn how to speak in a fucking microphone. There's a reason I'm the MC and you aren't. Guys, that's all I really have to say for tonight. I really want to drink. I want to thank all of you for coming out to the panel. Those that stayed, that Taylor didn't drive away, or that Lacey didn't drive away, and then Nick, actually you did a good job. Excellent job. You two carried on too much. Jim, you're too furry, and the rest of you I love. Guys, thank you so much for coming out to it. I'm not done. Hold on. One last thing I do want to say. Guys, we did over $7,500 today at the auctions. All of it went out to charity, and I want to thank you so much for those of you that donated. Rob, come over here and take the microphone. Thank you guys very much for roasting me. It was an honor. I appreciate it. Rob, come on up here.
It starts with smacking and ends with sex.
Yeah, we're all gonna get drunk and
Don't worry, this is just foreplay for them that you've witnessed.
we're gonna hate fuck each other after this.
I thank everybody for coming. I hope you had a good time. And if you have any suggestions for who we should roast next year, post them on Facebook. I was roasted last year. We need to get somebody who's not a raging whore to be roasted because that's just too easy.